everybody, and welcome to Books, Life and Beyond. We're not beyond, we're very much here. I'm Matthew Young, and this is Michael
Michael Woodhouse.
Woodhouse. Of course, you see, you're double named. So, yeah, we're here, of course, to discuss all things books, life, and just general chit chat. So, we hope you're all being well. And we're going to start today with I showed a video clip on the last one. Last week was a bit different, but I showed the clip and I said to Michael, what was this? Can you explain what that was all about?
Yes, so latex, right? So it sounds worse than what it is. Latex is an amazing art. Well, I think so, but I wrote it. It's a real, not dark, but it's a mildly dark comedy about a guy who is he has a condition which makes his all skin made of latex. Now, I'm not going to wreck the ending for you, but it's an emotional roller coaster, and he he meets a woman who has the same condition, and then towards the end, it is a complete roundabout of a love story kind of thing. But I think the darkest part of it is people walking down the street, who have an allergy to latex are dropping down like flies, left, right, and center to him.
You've just
And
killed my wife.
yeah, when she got a latex. Yeah, I did actually. Oh wow. So it is like, so even though it shouldn't be funny because it's real, there is a and I must apologize to Sam now. But there is a very dark a dark kind of comedy behind it where we know it's wrong, the characters know it's wrong, but because the way they die, it makes it more
Okay,
just
so
it's
how can we find, if anyone's interested in find out more about latex, because we're going to keep these into short little segments this
yes.
time around. So how can we find latex?
Okay, so Lulu Direct and also part of the Woodhouse Stories collection, which
Looking
is
good.
which is on Amazon Books, Amazon Kindle, and on Lulu Direct.
Excellent. And so we're going to move on to our next section, which will be film review. Okay, so have you seen any nice films lately?
So no, I mean, well, actually, saying that, yes, and 2 weeks ago I said about Scary Movie, and that was a shocker. Yeah, big time. Was you the same about? Yeah,
I didn't like it at all, to be honest. I was
no,
just sitting there thinking, what a waste of time. And I was
yeah.
disappointed because Master of the Universe struggled at the box office and it was so much better.
Well, and I was sitting there going, what a shite film. And then I'm a massive fan of all the previous Scary Movies, and I love dark comedy and I love all that kind of stuff. So when we got home, I was like, I'm not going to the cinema again. But we got Scream 7 on Leanne found it, my wife found it on a on this app on TV. I don't know what one it is, but we watched about 20 minutes of it. Thank God we never paid to watch that in the cinema, even as shite as Scary Movie. So,
I actually, the last screen to me was better than the one before. To be
oh,
honest,
better
it
than
does get
six.
better. I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
better than
me
six.
myself, yeah, I'm going to lighten it a bit more now. I went to see the new Toy Story.
Oh, was it good?
It is very good, and I'm just going to say quickly, it is fun. It is very much Toy Story. The cowgirl Jess is the main character in this one, and so it's more she's in it a lot more. The other characters are more segmented type things, sort of sections. I did find that this particular one was perhaps, I don't know if it's too deep for really young children, because the story can get quite, well, it is a lot of emotional connection. I know there is with all of them, but I think this one takes it that little bit further into the story. The good thing about this one is they got some animal characters as well, so that makes it more appealable to other people as well. So yeah, it's definitely
Animal,
worth a watch.
animal toys or animals, real animals.
Both. I don't want to spoil
Oh,
it, but both
okay, yeah.
animal toys and actual what will be normal animals, despite being animation. Okay, so on to the next segment, which will be audiobooks. So, have you listened to any audiobooks, or is there any?
Okay. Well, 2 weeks ago I told you that we was working on audiobooks and we had some in the pipeline. We've literally just released, I think, three audiobooks. But that's it until November now. But we've got one about you have to excuse me, but I forgot the name. It's about animals who are trying to live life in this world that's taken over by humans, and all
Sounds
the
like Toy
crap that they
Story.
can. Well, they're struggling, and they find a garden with a dog, and they can talk, and this family invite these animals in and these birds in, and then obviously the parents the adults get older and older, and then they die. But these birds become part of a family, and it's a fantastic book. But we're not doing it as a proper book. We're just doing it as ebook and audiobook. We're also doing escaping. Um, oh God, Anarchy. Escaping Anarchy is also an audiobook, and so is just released last week, The Auntie's Son, which was, like we said before, our very, very first book, now audiobook. And they're all on Spotify.
Yeah, that's my question. Is obviously where these will be available. So it's on Spotify, but will it be available on other ones as well? No, just
No,
Spotify exclusive then.
yeah, nothing,
Eh,
nothing in the pipeline to extend that yet. I think we're just trying to build small, and then.
Yes, excellent. Well, you've built up, and hopefully that will be successful as well. So on to the next one, the World Cup, of course. How can we ignore the World Cup that's going on at the
God,
moment?
yeah.
You,
Well,
you're not being a fan?
I'm not a football fan at all for two things. It kicks off all the soaps, so I miss out on my EastEnders. And second thing
I
is,
feel so sorry for you.
the second thing is, I'm a little bit annoyed about this new rule that we wait like an hour of this pre-match, and then the match starts. And then we've got 45 minutes, but within that 45 minutes, we've got to wait 20 minutes for them to have another break, which they don't pause the game for them to have a drink because it's hot in America, obviously. But then there's no point in that because when they go back, the game's then extended in extra time for that half because of the break. What's the point?
I think I think there's several points in this. One, it's in America. They used to have breaks within their games. They keep cutting off American football for our breaks, money. Two, in places it is really hot, in other places it's not. Because they said there was one game when it's actually like 20 degrees and raining. And it's like, we're just going to let everyone know we're going to have this hydration break. But the reason why they're doing it for all of them is to keep it fair,
Good point, yeah.
because some teams might be getting tactical changes and alterations, or a break in the play that could alter the whole flow of the game, and the other team could completely swing it round because of that break. So you've got, that's the reason. But it is crazy. I don't know whether, obviously there's a lot. It started okay, then obviously the audiences are going against it more and more because it is more American. It's not an American game. It's a worldwide game for the World Cup. So, and the other thing I've noticed is every break, because there are breaks, let's call them that, 3 minutes long. So sometimes they're just waiting to start, but because they're 3 minutes long, and I've not noticed them actually adding additional 3 minutes on top of the 90. They always do add like 3 minutes, 6 minutes injury time, but there's not been any real, in the games I've seen, any real sufficient extra time. You think, well, okay, you got 5 minutes extra, which is the normal stop, start, substitutions, breaks, injuries, but they should thinking there should really be like another 2, 3 minutes on top of that because of that ad break. But
Yeah.
anyway,
But you know
on
the
to the next
Scotland
one.
game. Okay, but before you do, you know the Scotland game. I
Yeah.
think the referee was against Scotland last night.
Yeah, no, I do agree. Yeah, and I thought the commentary team didn't really pick up on it too much. There were a couple of things saying Scotland should have had a penalty. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't. I think he certainly did miss much. And I think if it's other teams, they would have been crying out more. There would have been more noise. Yeah. Okay, so on to the next one, which is a time bomb.
so Time Bomb. My mum wrote a book when I was like 12, and she wrote it about because she has MS, and she wrote a book about how her she got diagnosed and how it played with her head, and she went into hospital with mental issues and all this kind of stuff, and she fought along it and gave herself a kind of normal-ish life, if you can call it normal. That wasn't meant to sound weird. And then, over the whole space of time of MS, she's wrote a whole book telling you how it came from a perspective of a. It's meant to be from herself, but it's not. It's a character in place. Um, with her relationship with her late husband and her whole lifestyle put into this book, and I'm so honored that she's wanting to do this and to be able to do it for my mum when she wanted her to at least have her name on a book before time runs out, kind of
Once
thing.
you got
Like,
your name on, say, I think it's there forever.
yeah, definite. And
It
she's
does
happy.
actually remind me here of like an old book when we was at when I was at school called Adrian Mole, and it's like Adrian Mole Diaries. Have you ever heard of that one?
No.
Check that one out. It's not necessarily like MS, but it was very famous at the time. But anyway, carry on.
Well, no, it
You can carry
that's
on now. It's okay.
but that's basically it. It's basically a book for people who have MS to read and understand that when you get diagnosed with MS, it's not the end of the road, and it's how you look at life. And I think, well, my mum said the main thing she wanted to get from this book out to people was just smile and carry on. And that's what my mum wanted the book to be like. So we're working on the final publishing part of it, and then it's going to be out for Christmas. So yeah,
There we go.
exclusively to Amazon and Lulu.
So yeah, so we'll take a closer look at that in time to come, a bit more
Yeah,
detail. So that'd be good. So we'll keep a lookout for Time Bomb. And I did see the advert on your Facebook page. So anyone who wants to see a little bit more, you can obviously go to the Woodhouse Stories Facebook page there. Okay, so on to the next part, life. Talking about MS and things like that, life is, has its issues.
oh
So
yes.
have you come across anything for this one for yourself this week?
This week, no, nothing I can really talk about on on here anyway. No, so nothing. I mean, I mean, really, our garden is our haven. So,
Mm.
the main thing for me is to make sure I can enjoy the garden, and that's then my whole. And it sounds really sad, but that's then my whole life is happy. I go to work, come home, garden, and then me and my wife just you know what Leanne's like. We just easy going, just plod around, enjoy time. But that's just our life. What about
Obviously,
you?
we're due this very hot week here down in
Yeah,
the southeast of England and the south. Well, quite a lot of England, let's face it. And obviously, here it's very, very humid. So we don't necessarily, we can complain it's hot, but we're more complaining about the humidity.
Yeah,
So I just sometimes wonder, although people crave the summertime in the winter time and chilly and things like that, but I don't know. I just find it too hot sometimes. So I struggle. And I know some other people do. You know, you get health issues if you've got asthmas, trouble breathing, or even some sort of disability where you can't move about when you're stuck in a chair. So sometimes I do wonder, is summer all that's made out to be? Apart from school children, summer holidays, which is great if you can do all that. But for general life itself, is it really that good? Or is like, for me, like I prefer spring and autumn months because you get a nice cool evenings. You can, you know, if you're doing in between, you can still go out and do things and things like that. So
yeah,
I sometimes wonder whether summertime now, and I know a lot of people don't believe in the ozone, but doing the job I do, I've seen the difference and I feel the
yeah.
difference and things like that. Um,
Well, that
so
will.
yeah,
Well, they was meant to be working on. I mean, I don't know what the government's doing. I don't think anyone. I don't think they know what they're doing. But I think the government was meant to be bringing in a policy for all new houses from 2030 have to have aircon. Um, so yeah, 2030 or 2050, one of them, sorry. But they have to have aircon because of the climate. And because our climate is so much different to Spain because of what we've been used to, I think.
yeah. I'm just going to get a bit political here, and I'm going to finish
Oh,
this
good.
segment with one last little thing here. Is reform? They
Yeah.
promised. Yeah, I'm a bit anti-reform. Not anti-reform. I'm not anti any party, but I like to see both sides of the story for any party. And because they built up with so many people, I just sometimes put things out. So I think it, hey, did you realise this happens? So like they're anti eco environment, all their cutbacks and all the rest shit on there. Okay, so I just want to make people aware that if they cut back on all their environmental things that are going on at councils and everywhere else, there are a lot of people, they say it will save money, but if you're elderly and disabled, you can sometimes get grants through like the local councils, how even people like British Gas and all the rest of the heating companies do grants. So if you've got a really old boiler, talking about what you're saying, you can get a grant to help replace these boiler, or pretty much paid for, loft insulation and new boiler and things. Now, if you think about it, if they scrap these eco grants, they will go too. So that means a senior person, disabled person, could lose a grant for £3,000, £4,000 to get a new boiler. So just think about that, because that could be you, it could be your parent who might not be able to get help.
See,
That's my
I'm
point.
I'm very I'm very for some of the things that reform
We're
do.
all for all
Um,
some of it.
yeah,
Every
but I
party is going to do good and every party is
yeah.
going to do some bad. Every leader, every local MP. But I think it's to give that bigger bubble
Yeah,
to
definitely.
what could be said.
But I think this new thing done by EU's been they're going to look more into making, well, they have done it to make it more easier for us to remove illegals from countries within the West. So see how that goes, and then we might not need reform. But I think we needed Nigel Farage to just kick Labour's arse a little bit up the butt to make them aware that the British weren't happy. Because I don't
Yeah,
think Keir knows what's
yeah.
happening.
No, I know what you're saying. You need someone to voice it a bit more. So
Yeah.
on to voice. Let's go on to our next segment. Future show invitations. So we did mention this last time. So if there's anyone out there who's looking to join in a chat, or if you've got a story that you're looking to publish, or a previous story, then
Mhm.
we'd like you to reach out to us. You can contact us through these chats, or is there any other way they can contact.
But yeah, so basically just contact us via Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. It's free of charge. We don't want nothing from you. We just want to be the platform to me, just make friends who write books and make friends who read books and build this as something that's free.
As a hobby, as an
There's too
interest
many.
to connection.
Yeah, well, there's too many
Your
people.
Facebook page again, where they can
Oh,
reach.
the Woodhouse Stories. But like there is too many people going online now and trying to make you pay to promote your book in anything from interviews or anything, and it's just a rip off. So just call us and we'll do it. Well, contact us and come on in for free.
And linking on to invitations, we're going straight into the competition. You said about, is it the first 20 people to like or try and
Yes,
join in, get a
yes,
free audio book? See,
yeah,
I
that's
remember
it.
that. Hey! It's been a week long stress.
So, so it's the first 20 people that subscribe to our YouTube channel. So there's a lot of people, especially this social media ban for under 16s. I'm against that. I think there should be a social media guide, and I think it should be watched and monitored by the people that provide Facebook, Twitter, all them kind of things. And they should have something in place so you don't get nonsense and stuff on there. But what I don't think we should do is just block them, because a lot of these people now are isolated in flats and stuff who are young kids who just can't contact their friends on social media or stuff like that. It's just silly when you've got the TV news reporting war and God knows what and everything depressing. Like you'd rather
Mm.
kids watch that instead of knowing
No,
what.
I completely hear you, because I've often thought like news reports at lunchtime, sexual abuses, wars, killings,
Yeah,
stabbings, murders, and all this sort of thing. So I've often thought, you can get like a film that has to be 12A, or because it's got one swear word or something in
yeah,
it. And it's not allowed to broadcast until what, 9 o'clock or something at night, and yet you can talk about these things during the
yeah.
daytime. So I completely
Like I
hear where you're
say,
getting. And I also read a story myself, saying like the social media ban, which is an interesting one, and it really can swing either way. Depends on your personal situations, maybe, or personal feelings. There could be good. It could get children interacting more with each other. Um, you know, but I read a story today, on social media about how it's actually now going to affect people with, you talk about people stuck in flats, but there are people with learning disabilities like autism who actually can't really find discussion with people very difficult. And
yeah.
this was a way that they could reach out and discuss things, etc., etc. So there's so many ways of, I wouldn't want to make the decision on it.
But no,
Um,
and but the thing is, Keir Starmer is, in my opinion, a pleb, putting it really politely, for
I think it's been one of those that have been on the ball for a little while, or being discussed now and again, and then all of a sudden it just springs back to the front of it.
yeah.
It'd be interesting to see whether it holds. Australia, I do believe, did it first, and apparently they reckon it's worked and helped. But it's say sometimes it might help for one and might be a hindrance for another. But again, that can be life. So we're going to actually move on to.
Matt, sorry, can I just say one thing before? Because I just thought to myself, it's a good thing that it's been barred because of AI. That's the only thing I can think about. AI and social media is a bad thing if they can't control it.
Oh
But
yeah,
so
I've seen people share AI stuff, and they believe the story's true, and it's clearly not. But
yeah,
because going back to like politics, because they're very centered minded and can't see a bigger picture, they just
yeah.
believe that I think that person, that party, or that celebrity saying and doing is correct. Actually, it's not always.
No,
It's not
sorry,
always.
sorry for interrupting. I'll hand you
And
back.
that's fine. That's fine. We've not planned this. We've not really discussed it. We just said, "Hey, how about trying this?" So we're going to try and make up a story. As saying about audio books and stories. So we're going to try and do it this way. Basically, I'm going to talk 15 seconds. Michael's going to take over 15 seconds. I'm going to do 15 seconds. And Michael's going to do the last 15. So, minute all, I've just put a stopwatch up. So I'll go like this when your 15 seconds is up.
And it's
So if I
called.
try to start, well, I don't know. You've classed it as plaster plot, but maybe we can ask someone else to create a story name and we have to follow it as it goes on, because
Yeah,
obviously it's early days yet. And
yeah,
if this goes rubbish, then we'll just try something else. Who knows? We probably are. Well, I am anyway. Okay, so right, are we ready?
yeah.
Right, so we don't know how this is going to go, but this is just a bit of fun, just to
Could be
finish with.
dangerous.
Well, let's find out. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. It was a Saturday evening. The darkness was coming in. The fog was gentle as a crisp in the air. But who was our friend off to meet?
Derek. He Derek is a guy who has blonde hair and he goes bowling. He has a girlfriend called Lita and she likes rugby and he goes out killing people.
But this particular evening, Derek had a problem. He forgot his killing machine of the bowling ball. He left it at home. Was he to ask his girlfriend to go back and get it, that she might discover his secret?
And the secret was to be revealed in a bit because the secret was hidden within the ball itself. So he had to smack it around someone's head to open it first.
The end. So as he's doing that, I was thinking, do we do this each week to make a longer story or just a minute shorter one? But I think that worked as a minute shorter one.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. So myself, Matthew Young, and Michael Woodhouse there, and we've been a Books, Life and Beyond. See you later.
Thank you very much.
3, 2, 1.